speed and patience. On the edge of a peaceful forest lived two friends who couldn't be more different. Max was a little dog with springy legs and a tail that never stopped wagging. He ran everywhere. As soon as the sun rose, he'd leap out the door and race through the forest, over paths, around trees, chasing shadows and leaves drifting in the wind. Sammy was a turtle. He lived under a broad fern in a small burrow. Sammy did everything slowly. He woke up slowly, ate slowly, and walked slowly. But he also noticed things others missed: a spider spinning its fine thread, a blackberry just ripened, or an ant carrying a crumb all the way home. The two were curious about each other and liked spending time together, even though it wasn't always easy. Max wanted to play tag, but Sammy couldn't keep up. And when Sammy wanted to show Max a pretty stone or a special bird sound, Max was already busy with something else. He was always one step ahead, or 10. One morning, Max ran farther than he ever had before. The forest was exciting and he got caught up in the adventure. He chased a yellow butterfly over a brook, under a branch, and further through the bushes. Only when the sun began to set behind the trees did Max stop. He sniffed, he looked, he listened, but nothing was familiar. The path was gone. The birds sounded different here, and everything around him felt bigger and a little more silent. Max sat down. His paws trembled slightly. He began to miss what he had run away from. Meanwhile, Sammy had noticed the silence. Max usually came thundering back before nightfall. When darkness fell, Sammy packed his small backpack with an apple slice and a bit of moss for a pillow. He set out into the forest, slowly but surely. He followed broken branches, a paw print here and there. He knew Max's movements. He knew how his friend ran. As the forest grew darker and stars began to shine through the branches, Sammy finally found Max under an old oak tree. Max lay perfectly still, with his head on his paws. When he heard the soft sound of turtle feet, he lifted his head. He wagged his tail gently. Sammy sat down beside him. They didn't say anything. They didn't need words. Max followed him home at turtle speed. For the first time, he walked so slowly that he saw the moon between the treetops and heard the whispers of the night moths. He discovered that the world was full of little things you only see when you don't rush. Back at the fern hut, Max lay down on the soft moss. Sammy crawled into his house and blew out the light. From that day on, Max still ran, but never too far. And Sammy still walked slowly, but never alone. Because some friendships aren't about being the same. They're about finding each other again and again,